Hi and welcome to my channel. I am Green Sheep Creative. I am a illustrator. I create tarot and oracle card decks and activation decks, and with that also homewares and wall art. So if you are here, you may have been drawn in by the artwork, or specifically there's a message within this reading that Spirit wants you to hear. I've been watching a lot of readings lately about what 2024 has in store for you, and I've actually done several readings. I haven't posted any to this channel yet. I have been quietly tucked away in my little cocoon on Instagram, where I've actually just been doing oracle and tarot readings in essentially a visual format, with the description of the readings underneath each post. I was actually born in Mercury retrograde, so I've really struggled with getting my voice out there. Obviously I will happily draw. That's not, the illustration side of who I am. The creative side is not the issue. It's actually putting my voice to things, which is where my big fear comes. And so I've actually done a couple of readings. I've actually recorded a couple of readings over the last couple of days because I just have been getting nudges and signs, it's time to open your channel. I actually opened the channel, I think back in May last year, and put a couple of posts up, but then just quietly went back on Instagram. And yeah, I'm really getting nudges from Spirit to start actually putting proper posts up onto YouTube. But essentially for me, fear takes over. So the last couple of days I've been watching readings about, what's coming for you in 2024, and it wasn't until this morning that I actually got a notification on my phone from somebody that I follow. And her reading name was, what fear is stopping you in 2024? And I thought, what, that's my sign. So if you're not aware, 2024 is the year of the number 8, which is also the Chinese year of the dragon, which is prosperity and good fortune. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that you're gonna, become a millionaire. I actually see prosperity and good fortune as spiritual prosperity, spiritual good fortune, becoming more in line with who you are as a person. So for me, that's my aim and my goal in terms of doing readings on this channel, when I pluck up the courage to actually put one out there. And if you're watching this, I've obviously done that. So I've been getting signs also the last couple of days. I have a little puppy who's actually, he's not a little puppy, he's 2, but he's actually lying down behind me. And for the last couple of days, there's been an Australian water dragon, we call them blue tongue lizards, in our yard. And he's our little protector, and as in our puppy is our protector. He will bark at anything that he sees as a threat. But he's been barking at something in the garden. We couldn't quite work out what it was, and it turns out that it's this beautiful big, and I'm talking, it's 30 centimeters long, water dragon. Now, water dragons are actually connected with Chinese dragons, and yeah, the Australian spiritual meaning of, because Australian water dragons obviously are indigenous to Australia, their spiritual meaning, and I've written it down, they are powerful spiritual guides with knowledge of Mother Earth and wisdom of the the wisdom of the ancient in their blood. And as I said, they're connected with the mythical Chinese dragon, which is this year, and obviously this year is the year of the 8. So there's lots and lots of little signs that I've been getting to literally ignore my fear, and put a reading out. So rather than putting a reading out up, airy fairy, what's coming to you, I actually wanted to do the reverse of, very similar to the reading that popped up this morning, the notification, which I haven't actually watched that reading yet. I kind of wanted to keep my my mind clear. I actually want to do a reading about the fears that are stopping you, and I suppose it's all well and good to go, yes, I'm going to do XYZ this year, which is obviously for me, what I've got in my mind. And as I said, I've recorded lots of readings which I can just put up onto YouTube if I wanted to, but I'm yet to pull the trigger, and there's something stopping me, and I am assuming that many other people are in the same boat, and potentially there needs some guidance as to what is actually stopping you. So for me, I actually get a lot of downloads when I'm in the shower, specifically when I'm cleaning my bathrooms in my house. I don't know whether it's the fumes from the chemicals that I'm using to clean the showers. I don't think it is, but purely for me, it's water. So I'm in the shower, I'm scrubbing away the showers, and I'm literally getting all these things popping into my head. So when I was in the shower this morning, what I was hearing was, and I was specifically thinking about fears, and what holds you back. I was hearing, you're not meant to start at the finish. And for me, what that means is, I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to plan everything out. I've got a lot of Virgo in my chart. I like to plan everything out. I like to essentially know all the outcomes along the way, so that I can create the best possible outcome. But that whole, you're not meant to start at the finish, I realize that my focus actually shouldn't be on the end. It should be at the beginning and putting one step forward, along the way. The outcome, the finish line, is not actually where my focus should be. The other thing I was hearing was to stay neutral for the outcomes. And I guess when you're staying neutral for the outcome, you take away that need to control everything. And for me personally, that is beautiful, because, whatever happens is what's meant to happen. I think some of the most amazing things that have happened in my life have been in instances where I've had no control of the outcome, and found myself in the most incredible places and learned the biggest lessons in my life. So I think that's a really important one, is stay neutral for the outcome. The other thing I was hearing was the nuggets of wisdom you learn along the way are the gift. If I equate that to something personal within my own life, I've actually had lots of businesses along the way. One of the main businesses that I had 10, 15 years ago was a very big venture, and in the process of that business, we actually went through a big legal dispute, which we ended up winning. But if you had have asked me at the beginning, and I mean, it was 2 years in court, and if you had have asked me at the beginning, when I started that business, this is what it's going to look like at the finish line, because in the end, we made the decision, even though we won, we made the decision we were emotionally drained, and financially obviously drained, because legal fees aren't cheap. We made the decision to walk away from that business, and we just closed up shop and walked away. But if you had have asked me when I started that business, if somebody had have said, well, this is what the finish line looks like, I never would have proceeded. I would have thought, oh, that's what a waste of money, that's too hard. And there's my dog barking at the dragon, the water dragon. So please excuse his barking, but that's actually a sign that this message was meant to be here today, and you were meant to be listening to it. So back to what I was saying, when that business eventually closed down, but all of the things I learned in the many years that I had that business, I actually utilize now in my own business here. I've utilized it in helping other people within my family, within businesses, and I never would have been able to do that and to help myself and those people near to me had I not gone through that original business, even though the outcome wasn't the best. So that the nuggets of wisdom learnt along the way are the gift, which is what I was hearing while I was cleaning the showers. That is so true, and that's why it's important not to know what's at the finish line, because again, another thing that I was hearing was if you know the outcome, you miss out on the surprise. And it's a bit like Christmas Day. If you know what's inside all of the Christmas gifts, then you open up. Please excuse my dog. If you open up all the Christmas gifts on Christmas morning and you know what they all are, there is no surprise. And the surprise is actually the best part. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. I just had to give him something to occupy, because obviously I can't remove a water dragon from my garden. So I'm just, the other thing, and I don't know why, but the other thing I was hearing was bionicles. So I don't know what that means. Anyway, I'm actually just going to do a quick short reading while I was shuffling the cards. So I've shuffled all the cards, but a card in this deck was actually flipped up backwards, and I always take that as a sign that there's something that there's a message in there. So the card was falling in love with your authentic self, and so for me, I took that as I'm here, I'm doing what's authentic to me. So I'm illustrating, which I know that is what I was put on this earth for, and I just need to go with the flow and actually follow the guidance that I'm getting. I need to be neutral for the outcome, and yeah, I think I don't need to know what's planned for me. It's meant to be a surprise. So we are going to do a small tarot reading. I'll just give you just some information about my cards. So this is my original tarot deck. So this is the Divine Portal Tarot. This tarot deck I started to create a couple of years ago. I went through a huge spiritual awakening during COVID, which I think was absolutely fantastic for me, because I was very, very involved in helping everybody else. I was on committees at schools, and I was, doing everything for everybody else, but actually not doing anything for myself. And so when COVID hit, and literally I couldn't leave my house, and everything was obviously closed, all of the things that I was involved in actually stopped. And I did massive internal self-reflection, and I did a lot of meditating and a lot of listening to tarot readings, which I'd never done before. So YouTube was literally this beautiful little haven for me to just get in touch with myself. And as I listened to tarot readings, I would sit and draw. I am a lover of blue and white, specifically blue and white china. So I would sit and draw these covers. And at the time I was learning about portals, the portals that happen each month throughout the year. So I started doing what I call my portal art. So this is the Divine Portal Tarot, and obviously all of the little squiggles all around the outside are essentially the maze of life, and you put all the little pieces together, and then all of a sudden you swirl around and you pop in through the portal. So this was the original tarot deck that I designed, and alongside it there's a whole range of portal art that I've also designed, but this particular artwork made the cover of this tarot deck, and then all of the images within the tarot deck are all circular, which is again that symbolism of portals. So moving your way through the tarot deck, in depending on which part of whether you're going through pentacles or cups, or which journey you're on, moving your way through and then popping out the other side and then starting again on your next journey. So this is the Divine Portal Tarot. I also did a mini one because I like to go deeper in my readings, so I often will use this one and then clarify with this little one. So the next one I did was channel messages. So these are just all different channel messages. Essentially, all different stages of where you are on your journey, and I found these quite good when I was learning tarot, because I found it easier to maybe get a message from a written text as opposed to at that point not necessarily understanding the card. So that is my channel messages tarot. I then did a love messages tarot, which obviously within there is specific love messages, and obviously designed the cover art, which is the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. I then did my angel tarot deck, and so I went into a bit of a journey on looking at all the different angels. I would love I don't know, the pronunciation of them obviously is quite tricky. This one is the original one. I've actually done a bit of an upgrade on it because I wanted the text to be a bit clearer. So I've made the text a bit larger on that one. If you were ordering that one, it will actually come through larger. And then this particular one is my last tarot deck. It is my Lovebirds tarot deck. So again, I haven't put the reading up yet, but a couple of years ago, my grandmother gifted me a set of, actually I've got them here, a set of the willow pattern design teacups. And because I'm obviously a lover of blue and white, I was very interested in the illustrations on the side of the cups, and so I went exploring as to what it actually meant, and it's essentially a story of star-crossed lovers. They are forbidden to be together. She is the daughter of a wealthy merchant. The boy that she loves, he works for her father, and they're essentially told that if they want to be together, they'll be killed. So it's forbidden. They're different classes. Obviously this deck could be, for people, different cultures, different, anything where something, stop is put between you and the person that you love. It could be same-sex couple. It could be obviously different religions, different cultural backgrounds. There are many different reasons why people are forbidden to be together. So in that particular story, they actually choose to run away together, to escape and to run away. And just before they're caught by her father, who literally will kill them if he catches them, Spirit turns them into a pair of birds so that they can fly away and be together. So it's actually a beautiful story. And obviously, again, it's that portal art, which, is quite frequently used in my designs. So the portal being the portal from them in human form. Spirit flies them through the portal, and then they can continue their life in bird form. So okay, we might get going on the reading. I'm actually going to start with that deck, and what I'm asking is, what fear is holding you back from your abundance in 2024. So we'll see where we go. So we've got the Seven of Wands, and this one wanted to pop out as well, the Two of Pentacles. And on the back of the deck, we've got the Four of Swords. I'm just going to have a little look. So in this image, you know, this is her father here. This is the two lovers here. They are obviously defending their right to love each other, but you've got all these people around essentially giving their 2 cents worth. Now, a fear that may be holding you back is, you know, what people are saying around you. Okay, for me personally, you know, I come from a strong Catholic background. Up until a couple of years ago, you know, I didn't even really know the meaning of the word tarot card. I just thought everything was Ouija boards and, you know, scary Halloween stuff. I had no clue. So, you know, there may be people stopping you from doing what you're wanting to do because they don't have an understanding of what it actually is, you know. And within that, there are also people, you know, these little guys over here, they may have an ulterior motive. Maybe they don't want you to be with that person because it's not in their best interest. Maybe this guy doesn't want you to move forward in your venture, or have them move forward because, you know, he loses a worker, he loses a daughter. Maybe this guy here is, you know, sucking up to the boss and, you know, trying to you know, get something in it for himself. You know, maybe these guys over here are actually saying, well, you know, it's not the right path for you, you should do something else. And so I guess it's that fear. Well, the fear that's holding you back is potentially that, you know, you're listening to everybody else. And it goes back to that card that popped out when I was shuffling the deck, you know, falling in love with your authentic self. You actually just need to listen to yourself, because at the end of the day, if you listen to the intuitive messages that you're getting, then the fear goes away. And, you know, what's the harm in doing actually something? You know, okay, for these guys, they don't know that the finish line actually ends up with them being, you know, flying away in the sky together and spirit actually having their back. They're obviously being guided to do that, but there's that fear. Well, God, if we do that, you know, something bad's going to happen. But you have to be neutral to the outcome, because, you know, if you think of the worst case scenario, and here, you know, the Two of Pentacles, well, if I do it, you know, something bad's going to happen, but if I do it, something potentially good's going to happen. You don't know. You've just got to take that. You've just got to take that risk. And, you know, we've got the Four of Swords here. That's essentially me the last couple of days, you know, sitting on my hands and going, okay, I've got these readings. Do I put them out? Do I not put them out? You know, making no decision is actually letting fear take over. Making no decision is, not aligning yourself with your authentic self, you know. But it's hard, and I get it. It's really, really hard. Okay, we're going to do some clarifying. So I'm going to clarify the Two of Pentacles, please. Page of Wands. So that's new beginning, you know. New beginning, the little explorer page. He sets off, you know, not a care in the world. And I think it's that, you know, you just got to go for it. You really just got to go for it. Like, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Try something different, you know, but you know, you'll always get a no if you don't ask, you know. So Yeah, I say go for it. Okay, we're going to clarify this Seven of Wands, King of Wands. Yeah, that's that little chameleon. That to me is that little well, not little, not so little, the little water dragon in my garden. You know, sending you the messages. Just go, follow your passion. Just go. You know, just do it, because you're really not going to know the outcome. You know, and here we have the Star. So, you know, if it's something that you're afraid to do, I often believe that things that you're most fearful of doing actually have the biggest reward. So, you know, the Star being, you know, something that's fated. You're meant to go through that fear in order to have an outcome that was meant for you. I'm going to pop that one there. Okay, now I'm going to do some more clarifying. See if there's any more. Oh, okay, I'll take. So, High Priestess, that is literally following your intuition, following the little nudges and messages that you're receiving. You know, ignoring the fear, just ignoring it. We've also got the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So if you actually follow your intuition, what is actually waiting for you at the finish line, whether it be the outcome that you were hoping for, or whether it be the lessons that you learn along the way, it is actually wish fulfillment. Sorry, where was I? Okay, so the Nine of Cups here is wish fulfillment. And so, you know, sometimes things are hidden from you. Yes, you follow your intuition, but sometimes things are hidden from you in terms of the outcome. So, you know, if I look at the events in my life, what I thought was my wish fulfillment in the business that I had at the time, you know, the wish fulfillment actually came later, later along the track, because, you know, even though that business ended and we closed it down and I was disappointed, the wish fulfillment for me actually came when I fulfilled the wishes of a member of my family, because I was able to use all of the skills that I gained during the process of having that business before it closed down, to be able to help that person then progress in their business, because they didn't have that skill set. So it became their wish fulfillment. So wish fulfillment isn't necessarily, you know, presented to you directly, immediately. You don't see the finish line immediately. So then the other card we have is the Seven of Cups, and that's the confusion. The confusion that some things, even though you have your intuition, some things are hidden from you, because it's part of the process. It's part of, you know, not knowing the outcome, so that you can get the wisdom along the way. Because potentially, you know, if you know, what you think is wish fulfillment, you know, at a particular point of where you are on your journey, you know, if you fast forward 10 years and you look back, that actually isn't the wish fulfillment. And it's a bit the same with, you know, when I was talking about, you know, 2024 being the year of abundance. For me, it's not the year of, my focus isn't on it being the year of financial abundance. You know, okay, if that comes, then that's all well and good. But for me, it's that focus on it being the year of spiritual abundance. And in that, then there is no fear, because whatever I learn as my spiritual lessons, you know, are meant to be. So on the back of the deck, we have the Six of Swords. And again, for me, it's that, you know, removing yourself from the thought that you have to know the outcome, you know, staying neutral, and moving yourself to calmer waters. Because if you are actually in calm waters, you know, it's not bumpy, it's not rocky. if you just go with the flow and be open to the lessons that you're going to learn along the way, then everything is a win-win. So we are going to have a look at the channel messages and see if there's any messages for you. Okay. So the first one is deep shadow work. So that is for me learning those lessons along the way, understanding that every little hurdle along the way isn't a sign that you've got to give up. It's actually an area where you need to focus and learn so that you can move yourself forward, and I guess that's where you learn your lessons. Now, perfect match. I believe that if you follow your intuition, and again, that card popping out, falling in love with your authentic self. If you follow that philosophy of doing everything authentically, you actually are a perfect match for yourself. You actually are aligning energetically with who you are meant to be. So that's that one there. Yeah, and then we've got overthinking hidden in plain sight. So again, that is about, not knowing the outcome, not knowing what's in the present that's underneath the tree, because the blessings are there, but you may not be aware, because you may be looking at something else as a blessing, when really the blessing, the blessing is right in front of you. It's the blessing is the lesson that you learn, and you're not going to learn that lesson if you're too fearful to take the risk. So we're going to have a look at what angels are guiding you at this time. Okay, so we've got Haniel, joy and divine communication. So that is, for me, those little nudges that you are getting, that spirit essentially intuitively guiding you along your way to the things that you're meant to connect with in your life. So giving you little messages for the things that will essentially get you aligned to your authentic self. Okay, and then we've also got number 3, which is Sitael, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. That is protection from harm. So yes, there's going to be things along your way, and these are the things most likely that you're fearful of. There is actually going to be little things along your way. There's meant to be, because you're meant to have those little lessons along your way. But in that, Spirit actually knows that those things are coming for you, and they're actually protecting you as you experience those little hurdles along the way, because they actually know what's actually further down the road for you. You're just not aware, because again, you're not meant to know what the finish line is. And this is beautiful. So 44. Now this one I really yellow here. Look, you can try and pronounce it. If you know how it's pronounced, please let me know. But this is success, number 44, success. So no matter the journey, the outcome, if you align with your authentic self, the outcome is always going to be success. So I'm going to pop that one down here. And then I am going to, now these are my love messages. So more so I've been using them in love readings, but there may actually be, again, my dog barking at the water dragon, there may actually be a message in here, true love. So that is falling in love with your authentic self. That's lovely. I couldn't tell you the truth. That's that for me is Spirit saying, I can't give you literally all the little things along the way. You've actually got to go through them yourself. You've actually got to pass through your fear and actually experience those things, because I can't give you the final outcome because you may not take the journey. So that's what I've got for you today. Hopefully that's given you a bit of insight into what may be holding you back from pushing through to what will be a year of abundance for you. I hope this reading was helpful. If you liked it, please hit the like button. You're most welcome to subscribe. I will be loading up over the coming weeks readings that I've been guided to. I'll also be loading up a lot of the videos that I actually filmed in the production of these tarot decks. So a lot of the illustrative work that I've done, which I'll also pop up there as well, if that interests you. If you are interested in any of my decks, the links to all of those can be found in the description box. And thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.